It's like the end of an era, finally leaving Peak Forest Canal. Even Dylan's crying today. Why is it always blowy when we turn the camera on, isn't it? It's always a bit blowy around the muff on the microphone.
Ooh.
Hello and welcome to Marple Services.
Yes.
It would have been nice if it was sunny. It does look a bit nicer in the sunshine.
It looks lovely in the sun.
And Sean's looking a bit green down the arms and also green in his face after changing the toilet.
Yes, I didn't put enough compost in, did I? It were a bit fudgy.
Fudgy.
Fudgy?
You have to say fudgy. If the fudge boat passes us now, I won't want any, and I like fudge.
No, I won't.
So we're at Marple Services. It's the old Marple Wharf. You can probably see the building just on the left-hand side behind us. And they've been trying to do that up. There's been a campaign to get some fundraising to turn it into a heritage centre and a cafe and a little fitness centre upstairs.
All right.
And then next to that, you can see the bridge. And once you go through that bridge, it's Marple Junction and onto the Peak Forest Canal, our favourite canal.
Love it.
If we do a left, we'll go down the 16 Marple locks and down the lower Peak Forest towards Ashton.
We're not doing that.
And then either up towards Huddersfield or down to Manchester. We're not doing that. We're going to take a right onto our favourite stretch of canal, the upper Peak Forest Canal. It'll take us through Strines and Disley, through to New Mills, Newtown, Furness Vale, and then down towards Whaley Bridge and Bugsworth Basin.
Yeah.
Did you like history at school?
No.
He's not going to know what I'm on about now. In 1796, George Washington in America was just coming to the end of his second term of presidency.
Did he build the Peak Forest Canal?
No, he didn't. Over here in Europe, Napoleon Bonaparte at the same time married his love Josephine, got his leg over and then went to conquer Europe.
Did he build the Peak Forest Canal?
He didn't build it.
All right.
But at the same time as that, in the same year, the upper Peak Forest Canal opened. It's 225 years old.
Wow.
And it's still going.
Wow.
Unlike Napoleon or Josephine or George Washington. There you go, that's how good it is, people. Right, we've got some water. And it's the slowest water point in the world is Marple. It takes like 1 hour and 25 minutes to fill up.
It did.
We've got rid of all the rubbish. We've been and got a little bit of shopping. Sean's emptied the fudge bucket. That actually sounds wrong, doesn't it?
It does.
Let's get off.
Yep.
It would be nice if they managed to redevelop the old wharf house.
Yeah.
And where we are now is the old stop lock between Macclesfield Canal and the Peak Forest Canal, because they were owned by different companies back in the day and they were very protective of the water supply, which is why they had these stop locks. Usually only a couple of inches, maybe up to a foot difference in water level. It was all about money, as it still is these days.
Still is.
As you come out from Bridge 1 onto the upper Peak Forest Canal, you can see the top lock from the Marple locks going down towards the lower part of the canal. And right opposite us is the top lock house, and all this land and the house used to be owned by James Jinks and his family. They were famous boat makers and menders back in the day. Behind the house there used to be a dry dock and a basin, not like a Belfast sink basin. I always thought Belfast sink was like what's that word? Like for being head-buttered.
No, that's a Glasgow kiss.
I was getting Glasgow kiss and Belfast sink mixed up. But anyway, the basin is now a permanent mooring marina, and it's got a lovely little clubhouse that reminds me of the Phoenix Club from Phoenix Nights.
Yes.
Let's hope Deb Perry's not moored nearby. So behind the house, James Jinks had a dry dock, and it's said that every time a boat came in and out of the dry dock, it flooded his cellar in his house. So he ended up shutting it in the 1930s. And it's now a sunken garden behind the house. It actually looks lovely. I wonder if it's like a sunken belly button. You've got a sunken belly button, haven't you? I've got an outy belly button and he's got a sunken one. And I clean mine out with cotton buds. Do you?
Why are you telling him this?
I don't know. I have no idea. The bridge behind us, Bridge 19, is called Brick Bridge. Any idea why?
Better brick.
It's unusual on the Upper Peak Forest Canal to see a bridge made of brick. And there's a bit of a story to that one, because just down the hill used to be the lime kilns back in the day,
Right.
when wagon wheels were the size of wagon wheels and not like the tiny little 50p shaped things we get nowadays. And at the top of the hill is All Saints Church, and Samuel Oldknow's apprentices, those of you from around Marple will know Samuel Oldknow. If you don't, check out our past Peak Forest Canal video from 2019 or Google him. Very interesting guy. His apprentices would walk over the bridge on the way to church on a Sunday morning for Mass. And Samuel Oldknow, being the nice gentleman he was and considerate to his workers,
Yeah.
he knew that they'd be sat in church quite a long time on Sunday morning, so he put in some pea stones on the path between the bridge and the church, just literally stones where the gentleman could spend a penny,
Oh, right.
so that they weren't holding it in during the sermons. Otis had a right good sniff. 200-year-old pea.
Oh.
One of the drawbacks about cruising during the winter months is that some of the towpaths can get really muddy. This stretch just outside Marple's a good example of just how gloopy and sludgy things can get. The Canal and River Trust, along with some volunteer groups, do upgrade some stretches of the towpath, but money's tight at the moment and bigger, more important maintenance projects take priority. So if you're planning a walk up here anytime soon, make sure you bring your wellies. Do you remember on the Colin Canal, and we had a windlass operated lift bridge and we counted how many turns it took? This is Turf Lee Lift Bridge. It's the first lift bridge on the Upper Peak Forest Canal after you leave Marple. And I remember from experience that this is a few more turns than the one on the Colin. Shall we ever go and count how many there is? Well, I counted 80, I don't know about you. Yeah, face is starting to freeze up a little bit. We've got really strong easterly wind, which is quite cold. It's about 0 degrees. It feels like about -6, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Turf Lee Lift Bridge then. It's the only one that's got the windlass operated crank, as I like to call it. I like a good crank. 80 turns to open it, but mysteriously 50 to close it.
That's strange.
That is strange. If you know why, because there'll be some engineeringly minded people. I'm glad I could say that with these frozen lips. If you know why it only takes 50 to close it, write in, put your answers on a postcard and send it in to Sean Doesn't Care. That very well hidden aqueduct is called Strines Aqueduct, and back in medieval times, all of this area was just a huge forest, and it used to be a hunting forest, but over the years bits of it were chopped down and people took over. In the 1790s, when the canal opened, there was a big print works opened in Strines, about half a mile to our port side, and it was open for about 200 years. It didn't close until a couple of decades ago, and they used to bring the printed materials up to the aqueduct here, and on one side of the aqueduct was a loading bay with a crane, and they'd load all the printed materials on and take it to Borders and Waterstones.
Borders and Waterstones?
It was fabric, printed fabrics. On the other side of the aqueduct was a coal loading depot, and boats carrying coal would come in and it would go down to fire the boilers. And up until recently, the old iron coal chutes were still there, where the coal would come down into the waiting trucks to go down to the print works. Horse and cart, obviously not like an Arctic.
An Arctic lorry.
Good luck getting that up the little track down there. Just under a mile from the aqueduct is Strines railway station, and it's rumoured to have been the inspiration for Edith Nesbit's children's book, The Railway Children. Nowadays you can get a train from here into Manchester or Sheffield. When you walk back from the station, you'll pass the site of the old print works that we've just been talking about, and it's since been redeveloped into a housing estate. The footage you can see is from a friend of ours. He's called Andy, and he has a YouTube channel called Drone UK. There's a link in the description if you want to see more. I do love the exercise working the locks and lifting and swinging the bridges, but it's also nice to come across an electronically operated one every now and then, like this one at Wood End near Strines, which operates just by touching a button. Just behind the wall by the control panel for Bridge 24, there's a small stone that says, "Stand here and think of Jerry Moore." Now, you know what I'm like with my research, and I've searched all over the internet and found quite a few Jerry Moores, but I can't find any reference to this stone. And it'd be nice to know who he was, so drop a comment under the video if you know Jerry's story. It is bitter today. I've got my fingerless gloves on, and I think I need like finger extensions for my fingerless gloves.
You do?
Oh, just been talking to a mate of mine called Nate. I haven't spoken to him for years, and it got me thinking, imagine if Yuri Geller's dad had been called Nate instead of Geller. 4 seconds, people. 4 seconds that took.
I'm thinking Nate Geller.
The lovely little cottage just in the background, anybody that's been up and down the Upper Peak Forest Canal will recognise it, because it stands really nicely just on this corner between Disley and Strines, and it's lovely, and it was up for sale recently for about £600,000. What? This is the Swizzles factory, and you might remember it from the last time we were here because I tried getting in
And it got chucked out.
and I got chucked out with a load of sweets. This factory wasn't always Matlow Swizzles factory. The original part of it was Brunswick Mill, and it used to make wicks for miners' lamps. Did you know that? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it was burnt down in 1883. If you want to know the story, do you want a brew before I tell you the story?
I might need a nap.
Pretend we've got a brew. Somebody was on the top floor messing about, reading Heat magazine on his break, I think. And a fire started. It was a really windy day like it is today. And to cut a long story short, the whole mill caught fire within about half an hour, burnt to the ground and fell into the canal where we are now. Now right opposite there was a load of paper, and embers from the fire set the paper alight.
Oh!
Which set some trains carrying straw and coal alight that were at Newtown station. And it was feared that the fire might actually spread all the way through Newtown and destroy Newtown, and everything would have gone dark like it is now. So 150 people worked there when they were making these wicks for miners' lamps, and luckily the mill was insured. So they got it rebuilt, but in 1905 it burnt down again. Well, it didn't. There was a fire.
Well, it either did or didn't.
But they'd learned from the first time and they'd installed a sprinkler system.
Ah, right.
This is back in 1900.
A sprinkler system?
Yeah,
wow.
but the fire service were closer as well, and so they managed to save the mill. It was just the boiler room that got damaged. But then in 1940, during the Blitz, Matlow's took over the mill and extended it to what it is today. And it still produces now, 90 years later, over 1 million individual sweets every day.
Wow.
Until I've been in there.
Yeah.
Sean's glad we've stopped.
I'm freezing.
We've got face freeze. Oh. Is this what it's like to have Botox, but cold?
Oh.
This is one of our favourite mooring spots.
Oh, it is.
And as we were pulling up, what's coming towards us? But Fuel Boat Alton. I don't know why I looked round then.
I know, because it's not there now.
So we've got loads of coal, our diesel tank is full, the water tank is full, we've got food from when we were in Marple, and our favourite mooring spot.
Yes.
Why is it our favourite? Well, it's purdy. I mean, you've got the valley and the hills.
It's just beautiful.
We can see the cell tower, so we've got loads of internet.
Full internet.
We get solar when the sun's shining. There's a railway on each side of us. What? And it's just nice. It's nice. We're between New Mills and Furness Vale Marina.
Yes.
More or less smack bang in the middle, aren't we?
Just about.
And it's a lovely spot, and we're going to stay here until we need to go get some food and water again. But we're going to go down towards Buggy Basin and Whaley Bridge, so you can join us for that. But that is it for today on this cold, windy day. We hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have and you're not already, please subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
You might watch every week but never subscribe, so hit the subscribe button. Train! So yeah, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the thumbs up button and give the video a like, or if you're kind of bitter or just didn't enjoy it, hit the thumbs down. We don't really mind, it's all engagement.
Yeah, we don't care.
And if you want notifying every time YouTube, every time we release a new video, hit the notifications bell. Nearly made a hash of that.
He nearly did.
I've done it every week for I don't know how many years.
He's been getting good at it, and he just nearly went to... I nearly said something else then.
We're off for a warm-up before Sean's mouth turns even bluer. And for something warm to eat. We'll catch you next time. Take care of yourselves. See you later.
Ta-da. My thingy snood has
Thingy snood.
ridden up.
Thingy snood. Always makes me giggle when I say Bonaparte. And Disley, or Disney, as I still call it.
Disney?
Yeah. Bangy, 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 bangy. Whenever Otis is wandering about on the deck, it's like your granddad in the tool shed. You can hear clattering going on, but you're not quite sure what he's up to. I can hardly speak. I suspect people will be glad to hear that. Oh, I love it here. Oh, oh. Oh, what's up, OT?